Hello students, how are you all? I hope you are fit and fine at your home. Dear students, today we shall study History and Civics of Standard 6th. In this subject, today we shall study the third lesson, that is the Harappan Civilization. Okay students, before moving forward, I would like to say thanks to my subscribers, my students and parents, those who have shared it, liked it, commented below the video. Thank you students. Dear students, today we shall be studying Harappan Civilization, housing and town planning, seals and pots, the Great Bath, life in the Harappan Civilization, trade and regions for decline. Okay students, so without further ado, let's start with the lesson. Students, first of all, I will read it and then I will explain it to you. Okay, so let's start. 3.1 Harappan Civilization. Archaeological excavation first began in 1921 CE at Harappa in the Punjab on the banks of the river Ravi. That is how this civilization came to be known as Harappan Civilization. It is also known as Indus Civilization. Yes student, before understanding about the Harappan Civilization, first of all I would like to tell you the meaning of archaeological and excavation. Yes student, do you know what is the meaning of archaeological and excavation? Yes, let me tell you. Student, archaeological means the study of human history and prehistory through the excavation of sites and the analysis of the artifacts and the other physical remains. So here in short I would like to tell you, in archaeology we do the study of remains of historical things, historical artifacts through excavation. Students, you might have understood now what is archaeology. Now I would like to tell you the meaning of excavation. Okay student, excavation is the act or process of digging, especially when something specific is being removed from the ground. Yes student, here excavation in simple language we can say that it is a process of digging. Okay, and especially this digging is done to get something, to remove something from the ground. Okay student, have understood? Yes, very good. So here the archaeological excavation began in 1921 CE at Harappa in the Punjab on the banks of the river Ravi. Okay student, so here the digging work had done in Punjab on the banks of river, and in that digging or in that excavation we had found the Harappan Civilization or the remains of Harappan Civilization. This archaeological excavation done on the banks of the river Ravi. Okay student, so do you remember the Ravi river is in Punjab? This is the region of Punjab. Here in Punjab we see Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Satluj and Bees also. Here somewhere Bees river is there. Okay, and the Harappan Civilization we found here on the banks of Ravi. This is the Ravi river. Here we see Harappa. Okay students, that is how this civilization came to be known as Harappan Civilization. Okay students, why it is called as a Harappan Civilization? Because it is found on the banks of river Ravi in Harappa, and Harappa is in the Punjab. Now Punjab is in Pakistan. It is also known as Indus Civilization or Sindhu Sanskriti. Do you know about Indus Civilization? Let's have a brief information about Indus Civilization. Students, Indus Valley Civilization, also known as the Indus Civilization, was a Bronze Age civilization, northwestern regions of South Asia, lasting from 3300 BCE to 1300 BCE, and in its mature form from 2600 BCE to 1900 BCE. The area stretched from today's northeast Afghanistan through much of Pakistan and into the western and northwestern India. It flourished in the basins of Indus. Harappan civilization flourished in the basin of Indus river. Okay, students, have understood? So this is the brief information about Indus civilization. Okay, student. Now I shall read the next paragraph and let you explain the paragraph. Excavation were also carried out at Mohenjo-daro, a place about 650 kilometers to the south of Harappa in the Indus Valley. There was a striking resemblance between the remains of structures and artifacts found at the two places. Similarly, remains have been found at Dholavira, Lothal, Kalibanga, Daimabad, etc. Students, such kind of excavation were done at Mohenjo-daro. Okay, students, do you know where is Mohenjo-daro? It is a place about 650 kilometers to the south of Harappa. Okay, students, in the Indus Valley. See, Harappa is here. Okay, Mohenjo-daro is south of Harappa. So here Harappa is there and here we can see Mohenjo-daro. Okay, students, and it is 650 kilometers away from Harappa. Okay, students, and it is located in the Indus Valley or Indus Valley. Okay, students, and here we see two civilizations. One is Harappan civilization and second one is Mohenjo-daro civilization. And see, students, what's surprising is here that we find similarities in the remains that found at the both places, that are Harappan civilization and Mohenjo-daro. Okay, so here we can see resemblance, similarity of the remains of structures of houses, structures of cities, artifacts. Artifacts, what do you mean by artifacts, students? Yes, do you know? Okay, if you know, you can type your answer in the comment box. Let me tell you what do you mean by artifacts. Artifact is an object made by a human being, typically one of cultural or historical interest. Yes, student, artifact is a thing or object that is made by a human being, especially it has historical importance. Okay, students? Yes. So here we can see the resemblance of similarity in the structures and the artifacts that were found in both the civilizations, as well as similar remains have been found at Dholavira. See, here is Dholavira, Harappa is here, Mohenjo-daro is here, but similar remains we found in Dholavira, then Lothal is here, then Kalibanga. Where is Kalibanga? Here in Rajasthan, Kalibanga is there. Kalibanga is a place in the Rajasthan state. Okay, as well as Daimabad. Where is Daimabad? Daimabad is in Maharashtra state. Okay, student. So here also we have found some of the remains of structures and the artifacts that resembles with the Harappan civilization as well as Mohenjo-daro civilization. Okay, student, in detail we are going to study the structures, artifacts, trade, housing, seals, pots and all the things. Okay, students? Yes, very good. With this we will move forward. Let's read the paragraph first and then we will try to understand it. Generally, the same characteristics are seen all the places of Harappan civilization. These include town planning, roads, constructions of houses, drainage system, seals, pots and toys, and burial customs. Yes, student. Here. Yes, student. Here we see, just now I have told you, we see a great or striking resemblance between the remains of structures and artifacts Okay student, as well as we can see here some of the characteristics are seen in all places of Harappan civilization. Okay, yes student, what is included in these characteristics? See, we can see the similarity in town planning, we can see the similarity in roads, constructions of houses, then drainage system, seals, pots and toys, and burial customs. Students, do you know what is drainage? Drainage is a system that helps to flow out the water. Okay, as well as burials custom. What do you mean by burial, student? Burial means it is an action or a process of burying a dead body. Okay, so here we see the similarity in the systems of burial in all the places. Okay students, yes, very good. Students, can you tell me, describe the structure of houses in your locality? Oh yeah, student, you can type your answer in the comment box that what kind of structures of houses do you found in your surroundings. Okay, yes, in my surroundings we have buildings. Okay students, and buildings are constructed with the help of bricks, sand, cement, iron rods. Okay students, such kind of structure of houses I do found in my locality. What kind of structure of houses are there in your locality? Yes, type your answer students. Do they have flat roofs or tiled sloping roofs? Yes students, here you can tell what kind of roof the buildings houses has. Okay, so here we have flat roofs at my locality. Okay students, you can type your answer in the comment box, student. Okay, yes, very good. Student, we will move further. Students, let's learn the second point, that is 3.2 housing and town planning. Just now I have told you that there are similarities in the housing and town planning also. What are the characteristics of housing and town planning in the Harappan civilization that we are going to study now? Okay, let me first read and then I will explain it to you. The houses and other structures in Harappan civilization were mainly built with baked bricks. In some places, unbaked bricks and stones were also used for construction. The houses had rooms built around a central courtyard. The houses had wells, bathrooms, and toilets. There was an excellent drainage system in which baked earthen conduits were used. The streets had covered drains built with bricks. This shows great concern regarding public health. Okay student, now let's have explanation about it. See student, in Harappan civilization, the houses and the other structures were mainly built with the baked bricks. Yes student, do you know the baked bricks? Yes, you can see in the picture so you can understand what are baked bricks. Students, baked bricks are stronger than unbaked bricks. So most of the time the baked bricks are used to build any house or any construction. Okay, in the same way, in olden days or in ancient period, baked bricks were used to build houses and other constructions, or we can say buildings. Okay students, but in some places unbaked bricks also used, as well as stones were used for constructions. Okay students, first of all the people gave a rectangular shape to the stones and they used the stones to build houses, forts, buildings and other constructions. Okay, the houses had rooms built around a central courtyard. Yes student, the houses were built around a central courtyard. What do you mean by courtyard, students? Yes student, do you know what is courtyard? Courtyard actually an unroofed area that is completely or partially enclosed by walls or buildings, typically one forming part of a castle or a large house. Most of the time we see the unroofed area in front of our house. That space or that land is called as a courtyard, and here the houses were built around such kind of a central courtyard in Harappan civilization. Students, in these houses we found wells, bathrooms and toilets. So here it is very important characteristics of the houses of Harappan civilization, that the houses had wells for water, bathrooms as well as toilets too. Okay students, there was an excellent drainage system. This is also very important characteristics of houses of Harappan civilization, that it has an excellent drainage system. Okay students, and these drainage systems were built with the baked earthen conduits. Okay students, what do you mean by conduits? Conduits are earthen channel. Okay students, and it is used to flow out the water. So here baked earthen conduits were used for the purpose of drainage system. Okay, the streets had covered drains built with bricks. Yes students, nowadays also we have the drains, and the drains are covered with concrete nowadays, but that time these drains were covered with the bricks only. It were built with bricks. Okay student, these shows great concern regarding public health. Okay student, so all these things shows us that the Harappan civilization was very much concerned regarding the public health. Okay students, now next, the streets were broad and laid out in a grid pattern. Houses were built in the rectangular blocks created by them. Yes students, so here we see that the streets, the roads were very broader one, as well as it laid out in a grid pattern. What do you mean by grid pattern students? So these streets form a network and connects to each other. Okay student, do you know what is grid? You can see in the picture and you can understand what is grid pattern. The houses were built in the rectangular blocks created by them. Most of the time we do use the rectangular blocks, rectangular bricks, rectangular stones to build the house. In the same way, in Harappan civilization we see that the people used the rectangular blocks created by themselves only. Okay students, yes, now we will move forward. The towns were divided into 2 or more sections, and each section had separate fortification. Yes, the towns in the Harappan civilizations were divided into 2 or more sections, and each section had separate fortification. What do you mean by fortification student? Fortification is a protective wall, we can say. So each section of the town has its protective wall. Okay student, have you understood now? Very good. Now student, can you try this? Can you try this? Cut a potato into half. Carve out some letters or figures on the cut surfaces using a nail. Dip the surface into ink or color and then press it on a piece of paper. Observe what happens. Students, you can see in the picture so that you can understand what will happen if we cut a potato into half and carve out some letters or figures on the cut surface. Okay, and dip the surface into ink or color and then press it on a piece of paper. Okay student, you can try at home, okay, but with the permission of your parents. Okay students, now student, we shall study the third point, that is 3.3 seals and pots. The seals of Harappan civilization were mainly square shaped and made from a stone called statite. These seals bear pictures of animals. They include pictures of real animals like bulls, buffaloes, oxen, elephants, rhinos, tigers, etc. and also imaginary ones like the unicorn. Human figures are also seen. These seals were used as stamps. Yes student, do you know what is seal? Seal is used as a stamp. So it is a kind of stamp, we can say. Okay students, so here in Harappan civilization, the seals of Harappan civilization were mainly square shaped. So In Harappan civilization, we see that the Harappan seals were of square shaped and made from a stone called statite. Yes, student, in the picture you can see, okay, and you can understand what kind of this stone is. Okay, that is statite. Okay, it is very smooth one and brighter one. With the help of such kind of stone in Harappan civilization, the people used to make the seals. Okay, or the king used to make the seals. Okay, students, these seals bear picture of animals. Yes, student, what do you see on these seals, or what they carved on the seals? Yes, these seals bear picture of animals. Here on these seals we can see the pictures of animals. Which kind of animals are included? Yes, let's have on these seals pictures of bulls, buffaloes, oxen, elephant, rhinos, tiger, etc. and also imaginary ones like the unicorn. Okay, so here what do we see? Buffalo, oxen, elephant, rhinos, tigers, all we can see on the seals, as well as one of the important imaginary picture we see on the seals, that is unicorn. Students, see this seal. On this seal, here it is a imaginary animal, and name of this animal is unicorn. Okay, this animal has a long pointed spiral horn. So this imaginary animal, that is unicorn, had a long pointed spiral horn on its forehead. Okay, student, so this is also an important seal of Harappan civilization. Okay. Now we shall study the next one. Earthen pots of various types and shapes have been found at the excavation sites of Harappan civilization. There are red terracotta pots with patterns and designs in black color. The patterns include fish skulls, interlocking circles, people leaves, etc. In the excavation of Harappa, a lot of earthen pots were found, and these earthen pots are of various types and shapes. Okay, students, so there are red terracotta pots with patterns and designs in black color. Students, do you know what is red terracotta pots? Yes, terracotta pot is a brownish red clay that has baked and used for making things such as flower pots, small statues and tiles. Okay, student, and designs on it were in black color. Student, on these pots we see different patterns. The patterns includes fish scales, interlocking circles and people leaves. Students, you can see in the picture here earthenwares are given. On these earthens, here we can see fish skulls on this pot. Here we can see interlocking circles on this pot. Okay, students? Yes. So in this way different patterns were used to design the pots. Okay, in Harappan civilization, the Harappan people buried their dead. They used to bury earthen pots with the bodies. Yes, student, so this is about the burial system. The burial system of Harappan people. The Harappan people used to bury the dead people, okay, as well as they used to bury the earthen pots with the bodies. Okay, students, have understood? Yes. So this is the burial system of Harappan civilization. Now we shall study further. 3.4 The Great Bath. A spacious bath has been discovered at Mohen. The tank in the Great Bath was nearly 2.5 meters deep. It was 12 meters long and 7 meters wide. It was lined with baked bricks to prevent seepage of water. There were steps leading down to the tank. There was also a provision for draining, cleaning and refilling the tank from time to time. Yes, student. So this is also one of the important characteristics of Harappan civilizations, that here we find a great bath. Okay, great bath, it is as a swimming tank. So here we found a swimming tank in the Harappan civilization. The great bath or the swimming tank found in Mohenjo-daro. It is not in Harappa, but it is in Mohenjo-daro. Okay students, and it is great bath, or it is called as a great bath because its area is very larger one. For example, nearly 2.5 meters deep, as well as it is 12 meters long and 7 meters wide. In the picture you can see how bigger it is. Okay, so it is called as a great bath, and it was lined with baked bricks to prevent seepage of the water. See student, here under what we see, that it is lined or covered with the baked bricks. See here we can see bricks are there, and it is covered with the baked bricks. Okay, lined, what do you mean by lined student? Lined means covered. So the bottom of the great bath was covered with the baked bricks, so that water seepage will not be there. More water seepage will not be there. To prevent the seepage of water, it was covered with the baked bricks. Okay students, have understood? Very good. There were steps leading down. See here we can see the steps that are leading down. Okay, in the swimming tank or in the great bath. There was also provision for draining. Here also it is a provision or facility was there that it can be drained, the water can be drained out. Okay, as well as cleaning and refilling the tank time to time. Okay students, have you understood? Very good. Yes student, now we shall study further. 3.5 Life in the Harappan civilization. The Harappan people practiced agriculture. The excavation at Kalibanga provides evidence of a plowed field. The people there grew different crops, mainly wheat and barley. In Rajasthan, barley was grown on a large scale, while in Gujarat it was ragi. Peas, sesame and lentils, that is masoor, were also cultivated. The Harappan people were also familiar with cotton. Here, while studying the life in the Harappan civilization, one of the important thing is that is agriculture. The Harappan people practiced agriculture. Means the profession of the Harappan people was agriculture. They used to do farming. Okay student. Yes, this is one of the important reasons that on the banks of Indus River, the Harappan civilization had flourished. Okay. So here in the excavation at Kalibanga, students, Kalibanga is in Rajasthan state. Okay, so here in the excavation at Kalibanga, the evidences or the proofs of agriculture or proofs of plowing field had found. Okay students, so here we see the evidence of plowed field at Kalibanga. Okay students, so we can say that agriculture was one of the important profession of the people of Harappa. The people grew different crops, mainly wheat and barley. Yes student, here the people grew wheat and barley. So these are the important or main crops of Harappan civilization in Kalibanga. In Rajasthan, barley was grown up on a large scale. In Rajasthan, barley were grown on a large scale, and in Gujarat it was ragi. In Gujarat the barley was called as ragi. Okay student, peas, sesame and lentils, that is masoor, were also cultivated in Kalibanga, or we can say in Harappan civilization. The Harappan people were also familiar with cotton. Yes, they have the technique of stitching clothes with the help of cotton. Okay students, yes. The statue, the pictures on the seals and the remains of clothes found in the excavation indicate that the Harappan people used to weave clothes. Just now I have told you student that the people in the Harappan civilization had a technique of stitching clothes. So they used to wear clothes, and it can be understood by the statues and the pictures on the seals and the remains of the cloth found in the excavation. Okay, students. The dress of both men and women consisted of knee-length cloth and an upper garment. Yes, students, what kind of cloth they used to wear? Yes, they used to wear knee-length cloth and upper garment. Okay, students, both men and women used such kind of clothes. Okay, students, have understood? Yeah. Now we shall study about the ornaments in Harappan civilization. Many types of ornaments have been found in excavation. They are made of gold, copper, precious stones, as also shells, cowries, seeds, etc. Men and women have both used multi-strand necklaces, rings, armlets, and waistbands. Women wore bangles right up to their upper arm. Students, you can see in the picture, so you can understand what kind of ornaments they were used in Harappan civilization. And lots of evidences of proofs of ornaments have found in the excavation. These ornaments were made of gold, copper, precious stones, as also shells and cowries, as well as seeds. Okay, students? Yes, men and women both used a multi-strand necklace. Okay, multi-strand necklace. You can see in the picture, this is the multi-strand necklace, and such kind of multi-strand necklace both man and woman used to wear. Okay, rings, armlets, and waistbands also used. Okay, students, by the men and women. Students, women wore bangles right up to their arm, upper arm. You can see in the picture, so you can understand it. Okay, students, have understood? Very good. Now, next, a statue found at a Harappan site presents an excellent specimen of their art. It shows the man's facial features very clearly. A cloak with a beautiful trefoil pattern is draped across his shoulder. Students, here you can see a picture. This is the picture that we are going to discuss now. Okay, this statue had found in the Harappan civilization. This is the one of the important arts from the Harappan civilization. Okay, students, and this statue shows clearly its facial expressions. So it has got an important because it shows facial expressions clearly. Okay, students, as well as this statue clearly shows that here this man had wore a beautiful trefoil. What do you mean by trefoil, student? Do you know? Yes, let me tell you. Trefoil means a sleeveless outdoor overgarment that hangs loosely from the shoulders. Yes, this we can see, this cloth has loosely hangs from the shoulder of this statue. What do you see on this cloth? Yes, we can see a design, an ornamental design we can see. This design is known as trefoil pattern. It is known as a trefoil pattern. Okay, and this cloth had wrapped loosely with the folds of cloth. So the man had wrapped this cloth with the folds of cloth. Okay, student, wrapped means covered. So it is covered on the shoulder of the man. Okay, students, or across the shoulder we can say. So this is one of the important or specimen example of Harappan art we can say. Okay, students, with this information let's move further now. study now 3.6 trade. Okay, let me read first and then I will explain it to you. The Harappan people carried on trade within India as well as with countries outside. The Indus Valley was known for its high quality cotton. This cotton was exported to other regions like West Asia, Southern Europe and Egypt. Cotton cloth too was exported. The traders of the Harappan civilization provided muslin cloth to Egypt. Silver, zinc, gemstones, rubies, deodar wood were some of the items that were imported from Kashmir, South India, Iran, Afghanistan and Balochistan. Trade was carried on both by land routes and sea routes. Some of the excavated seals bear pictures of ships. A huge dockyard has been discovered at Lothal. The trade of the Harappan civilization was carried on along the coastal line of the Arabian Sea. Okay, student. So in this paragraph we are going to study about trade. In this paragraph we are going to understand the trade system of the Harappan civilization or trade in the Harappan civilization. It means that time in ancient India, in the Harappan civilization, Harappan people carried on trade within India as well as outside the India also. It means that in Harappan civilization we see the export and import of the trade or commodities, we can say. Students, here it is an important thing that in the Indus Valley was known for the high quality cotton. Okay, students, do you know what is cotton? You can see in the picture so you can understand what is cotton. Cotton is used to make clothes. Okay, students. So here the cotton, the high quality cotton had been exported from India to other regions of the countries. For example, West Asia, Southern Europe and Egypt. Okay, student. First of all, I would like to tell you what is export. Export means sending the things to sell outside. Okay, students. In short, sending the things, commodities outside to sell is known as export. So here cotton, the high quality cotton exported from India to other countries, for example West Asia, Southern Europe and Egypt. Okay, students. Now as well as cotton clothes also were exported. Not only cotton but the clothes that are made of cotton also exported from India to other countries. So this is one of the high quality cotton, that is muslin. What do you mean by muslin, student? Muslin clothes are lightweight cotton cloth in a plain view. Okay, student. So such kind of clothes also transported or exported from India to Egypt. Okay. So student, cotton and cotton cloth and different commodities were exported from India to other countries. Okay, student. With this, silver, zinc, gemstones, ruby, deodar wood were some of the items that were imported from Kashmir, South India, Iran, Afghanistan and Balochistan. Okay, student. Imported means what? To bring to sale. Okay. So such kind of things were imported from Kashmir, South India, Iran, Afghanistan and Balochistan. Okay, students. Yes, student. Trade was carried on both by the land routes and the sea routes. Okay, student. So land routes and sea routes were used to do trading. Okay, student. Most of the time ships were used for trading. Okay, student. Some of the excavated seals bear picture of ships. Earlier we have studied about the seals. Okay, and on such seals we have seen some of the pictures that are related to ships, or we can see some of the seals had pictures of ships. It shows that the trading done by the ships, as well as a huge dockyard has been discovered at Lothal. Lothal is one of the places where we find the Harappan civilization artifacts. Okay, we have found a huge dockyard that were used for trading. The trade of the Harappan civilization was carried on along the coastal line of Arabian Sea. Yes, student, for the sea routes, Arabian Sea or the coastal line of Arabian Sea was being used. Okay, students, have understood about trade now. Let's move forward now. Students, now we shall study the last paragraph or the last point, that is 3.7. reasons for decline of Harappan civilization. So here we are going to study the reasons for decline of Harappan civilization. Why did the people declined the Harappan civilization? There are some of the reasons. In short, I would like to explain it to you. The reasons are frequent floods, invasions by the foreign tribes, decline in trade were some of the reasons for the decline of Harappan civilization. So here frequent floods as well as the invasions by the foreign tribes, these are two important reasons of decline of Harappan civilization. Yes student, the Harappan civilization was located on the banks of Indus river or Ravi river, we can say. Okay, and because of frequent floods of these rivers, Sindhu river and Ravi river, the Harappan civilization had declined. Okay, as well as the invasions by the foreign tribes. Most of the time the foreign invaders invaded India continuously. For example, Mughal invader, Turkish invaders, all these invaders invaded India a lot of time, and because of that this became the reason for decline of Harappan civilization. Then some regions became arid due to weakening of monsoon, drying up of river basin, earthquakes, changes in sea level, etc. So here we can see some of the natural disasters, and because of the natural disasters it became the reason for decline of Harappan civilization, and because of that people migrated to other places, leading to decline of cities. Okay, the Harappan civilization was a prosperous and flourishing urban civilization. Yes student, we know that Harappan civilization was one of the prosperous and flourishing urban civilizations. Okay, it laid the foundation of Indian civilization. Okay students, so it is the foundation of Indian civilization, we can say. Okay students, have understood? Very good. So here we have studied about the Harappan civilization. In the next video we are going to study the exercise. Okay students, if you have found it useful to you, if you have liked it, then like it, share it to your friends, comment below the video, subscribe it and press the bell icon so that you will get current notification of new videos. Thank you. Be connected.